Speaking, Demonze, of people being pressed, Draymond Green, now we can get into the actual topics of the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Draymond Green just got suspended indefinitely. He obviously threw
Yeah.
the spinning back fist and knocked Nurkic to the ground. He's saying that he doesn't
Yeah.
even have the coordination or accuracy to land something like that.
Yeah.
But I've got a couple of theories on the situation, but are you buying that?
Well, and so listen. Obviously, I'm not buying Draymond's explanation, and obviously the NBA isn't either. And because his explanation is that he needs coordination classes, not therapy, not help. And Kevin Durant came out and said, I hope he gets the help he needs. Nurkic said, I hope he gets the help he needs. And then the Warriors in the NBA came out and said, yeah, he needs help. I
You mean
actually,
therapy? Like, what do you mean by help?
anger management, something, I don't know, to deal with what, but it doesn't jive with his own explanation. So most people reacted to this like, oh, wow, Adam Silver in the NBA came down hard on Draymond. That was not my reaction because I need to see how long the suspension actually is. I think it needs to be a minimum of 10 games. And if you tell me it's 15 or 20, I'll listen to that. I won't think that's out of line. So if you want to call it indefinite, I wish Adam Silver had said that it was a minimum of 10 games, you know what I mean? But it will be indefinite. But here's the full statement the NBA released. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green's been suspended indefinitely for striking Phoenix Suns center Jusuf Nurkić in the face. It was announced today by Joe Dumars, whatever. The outcome takes into account Green's repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts. Green's suspension will begin immediately. He will be required to meet certain league and team conditions before he returns to play. I think that there should have just been an additional line that says the suspension will be a minimum of
Right.
X amount of games. And I also think that the NBA, they are taking almost the restorative approach. Like, we're worried about Draymond. We want what's best for him. He needs to go through these things. Similar to what they initially did with Ja. The first time there was the gun thing where it's like, he's going to step away and, get the help he needs. At some point, and I know I'm going to sound like an old man, punishments need to be punitive. Not just about becoming a better person. It needs to be, you acted a fool. You could have broken this guy's eye socket. You are in trouble. In addition to the trouble, we want to give you a procedure so you are less likely to do this again. But Draymond Green is wildly out of control. And Demonze.
He's not John
in the last 15 months, he has sucker punched a teammate. He has stomped on Sabonis' chest. He has choked out Rudy Gobert, and he's back-fisted Nurkic. And I would argue, what do all four of those have in common? The person he hit didn't see it coming. So, yes, I understand Jordan Poole was facing him, but you're with teammates at practice. No matter what you say, you don't think I'm about to get hit. Certainly, Sabonis was not in position to defend himself. He's prone laying on the ground. Gobert wasn't looking at Draymond, and Nurkic was just playing defense. This is like fake tough guy bull. And the Warriors own a lot of this because Draymond got in no trouble for the Poole thing because ring night, the ceremony, was so important. And here's my other question. So right now, Draymond, take out the Poole thing. In the last 26 games he's played, he has 3 overtly violent acts. The stomp, the choke, and the back fist. That's 1 every 9 games. Can't go 3 weeks of basketball without it. Let's say he gets 15 games. If he does this again, what's the next penalty? If there is another I'm not talking about a hard foul, but totally outside the scope of basketball, violent act, what is the next penalty? Because I would argue the next penalty is you're done for the year. That we look at these two incidents this year as first two strikes, and the next one, no matter when and where it happens, if it happens, and at this point, how can anyone think it's not going to happen? He's just done for the season. And I feel badly for Steph, man. Tell you that much right now. Wiggins hadn't been the same player since the championship. Clay, God love him, is a shell of himself. The young players haven't grown the way you would expect, and Draymond is spiraling out of control. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.